welcome to another episode of the After Hours show. I put too many. I'm still getting used to saying this name, okay? I'll get good with it. But how's everyone doing? Welcome, guys. Hopefully, you all had a wonderful Thursday. One more day left on this week. And let me try this again. Welcome to the after. Oh, I don't like putting the in front. Welcome to After the After Hours show. There you go, I did it. Welcome to After the After Hours show with your boy TraderPrad, and we're about to party. Well, sadly, it's the last episode of this week, but we still got one more day of trading to have fun over here, and one more week of February still. It's a leap year for those of you who don't know, so still got plenty of opportunities, especially with the stocks that are reporting today after hours. My goodness, what a banger! List of stocks that are reporting earnings today. We got stocks like DraftKings, Coinbase, Roku, DoorDash. I can't wait to kind of see what kind of opportunities we have on all those stocks across the board over there. We also have stocks that reported today in the morning, stocks that reported all throughout this week. So our watch list is really, really big. I think when I checked the count of how many stocks we had on the board, it was around 47 stocks or so. So yeah, quite a big list of stocks over here for us to go through. So I don't really want to waste too much time. I want to kind of run through these stocks, see where the good opportunities are, get ready for most of those opportunities, and see how we can make that extra sweet damn dollar in the day, baby. But let me start off the day with looking at what the chat is at today. We got Dieter, TH, Momo in the chat saying what's up. Momo saying new Ford would be easy with X date bounce. Rar, says Momo. Momo getting kinky over here in the chat, roaring at me and shit. Okay, Momo, I see you. Momo hitting the Ford long, I guess, or short. Not sure what it was. But Ford giving her a good trade, and she's excited about it. I like it. She's getting spicy in the chat. TH over here, my stock did okay today, almost up 20%, and especially in BITO. Let's go, baby. I like to hear that. BITO, Bitcoin. Bitcoin did have a little bit of a pullback today, if I remember correctly. Let me just go make sure I'm correct. But still above 50K. So TH over there making that 20% increase on his portfolio today, mostly thanks to Bitcoin, I guess. So shout out to TH and Dieter coming in the chat. Arkix, or I'm probably saying that wrong. What's up, brother? How you doing, Pratty Daddy? How you doing, brother? Hopefully you're good. You had a great week, and if not, then hopefully you're ready to make it better with this one last opportunity on this week. It's also the third Friday tomorrow. If I think it's the third Friday, so it should be the triple. Not the triple witching, but every third Friday should be a little bit more volatile with options expiring and stuff. So we should have some fun on that opportunity too. We'll look at the economic data, see if the econ data is spicy. Last time I checked, I think the economic data did look a little active. So we'll see if anything important is coming out with the economic data tomorrow that could help the market continue its ascent to the north side, even with the hotter CPI. QQQ ending 0.3% up today. S&P 500 ending almost 0.7, ending 0.69. Wink, wink. 0.69% up to the north side today, and IWM 2.67%. Wow, IWM with a monster move to the north side. So markets pretty much reversed the whole CPI move without a problem, and now we're almost back to all-time highs here on the QQQ. I think the S&P 500 is also very close back to the all-time high, and indeed it is. So 3 straight up days ever since that, or is it 2, 3, either way, monster moves, but right back up. It's almost like the hot CPI did not matter. The market is not scared at all. The market's not scared at all, it looks like. But as I said earlier, our watch list is pretty extensive, so let's not waste any time. Let's get the party started. So we go to the full screen over here, and let me show you guys what our watch list looks like. Let me turn off that transition, because doing that every time will get a little annoying. But here we go. Let's get the watch list rolling in. We got the watch list for today. Pretty big watch list, starting with stocks like DraftKings and ending with obviously our large cap stocks and our ETFs that we like to take a look at. We also have that screenshot of the the economic data, which we're gonna take a look at closer to the end of the day. Don't think S&B Capital had a new video for us to look at. Let me go check out if S&B Capital posted a new video or not. Oh, they did. Oh, maybe we got a video to watch today. The secret momentum indicators for options trading. Nope, no video for us. But something maybe you guys can watch, because I know some of you guys over there are options traders. So maybe something for you to watch on the S&B Capital channel. But if you ask TH, he's going to say no, don't watch it. Let's get started. DKNG, starting with DraftKings. DraftKings reporting earnings today, so let's go check out what DraftKings earnings looks like. We got the earnings report originally from, I'm actually looking at this little video over here before the stream. I was watching One Piece and I was watching a MKBHD video about AI generated videos just changed forever. Basically talking about how AI generated videos are getting way more believable. But here we go. Let's talk about Benzinga. Benzinga is coming in with the help for all of our articles over here. We basically copied the articles from Benzinga, put it into ChatGPT, which is also the same AI company that MKBHD Marquise Brownlee was talking about, one of their newest products, which is text generated videos. You know who OpenAI is owned by. So if you want to invest in OpenAI, you might want to go check out Microsoft, which we're going to talk about later today. And that video looks pretty damn interesting if you ask me. So you might want to go check out that video over there. One Piece, yeah, you know, I recently got back to it also. I didn't really watch it as much before. I took a long break from it. I think I took a break around where Big Mama's arc came in. So I'm just getting caught up on the Big Mama's arc. But watching that while I'm charting is a great experience for sure. I voted red tomorrow, but I got no clue, he says. Come on, you called a beautiful long recently. But yeah, nice long that you called out on. Everyone go follow Oso on YouTube and on Twitter. Man came out with a beautiful call out recently. But he now thinks we're going to go red based on his vote. Ooh, I'm excited to see where that one goes. But here's the Benzinga, obviously. Benzinga coming in with the reports. Go check out Benzinga in the description below if you want to open up a Benzinga Pro account. One of the best news sources that I go to. The go-to news source for me at least. But obviously I'm lazy, so I copy that. The text from there, put it into ChatGPT from OpenAI, and now we get to kind of see what's going on with DraftKings. DraftKings up 44% year over year on revenue. DraftKings earnings per share, Q4 was 29 cents, beating consensus estimates of 8 cents, a monster beat over there. Ended Q4 with 3.5 million average paying customers. They lost me for sure because I stopped gambling, so GG with that one. With the 37% year over year increase though, at the end of the day, yeah, I think DraftKings did end up coming out victorious over the whole battle of sports gambling in general, or online casinos and so on. DraftKings, with the amount of money they poured into ESPN, the amount of money they poured into advertising, it actually ended up being victorious and beneficial. Whoa, that's way too loud. Let me turn that off for myself. That was not supposed to be heard. But thank you for subscribing. Oh, you're the moderator. I don't know how to say your name properly. I'm gonna screw it up, but I'm gonna try it. Ani. Hopefully I said that all right. Ani? I've been trying to say your name every time I look at it on Discord, but I just don't know how to say it properly. Hopefully I'm not butchering it. Okay, but coming back to DraftKings. Ended with 3.5 million. We already got that part. Launched sportsbook in Maine and Vermont. Okay, some more states, probably states that previously weren't weren't giving sportsbook capabilities to DraftKings. So opening more books in more states, a positive catalyst over there. Now live in 24 states, covering 46% of the U.S. population. Acquiring digital lottery services provided jackpot for $750 million to expand in the U.S. lottery industry. Not sure what digital lottery services is, but okay, that gave them some sort of a jackpot over here. Expects jackpot deal to contribute 260 to 340 million in revenue for the next 2 years, or in the fiscal year of 2026, I guess. Plans to launch online sports betting in North Carolina by March 2024, so that's coming up. Race 2024 year full guidance, positive boost over there on the guidance, so 27 to 34% year over year growth on the revenue for the full year. Increased guidance on the other side over here for EBITDA. DraftKings, however, shares were down 1%. What the hell? What happened over there? Everything looked good for the report. The stock did flush to the downside big time off the earnings. Let's go to the 1 minute chart over here. You guys know how I like to. Where's my volume? Hello, get on my information. There you go. There's my volume. I guess that's the volume candle. That was a little bit of an overreaction, and that got bought right back up. We also got bought right back up off the ER November 2023 earnings report. I think that's actually true. Let me zoom back out. Yeah, there you go. That's the November 2023 earnings report. So we kind of dropped into that area, and then we just got bought right back up off of that area too. So DraftKings over here, pretty interested to see why the stock did that. Why did we drop all the way to the downside and then got bought right back up? I think, however, since the report is pretty bullish, I'm excited to see what type of moves or opportunities we get to the north side. I'm gonna make some notes over here for what the hell. Hold up, that's supposed to be a different color. Earnings. Dang. Now we can head over to the longer time frames, turn off the extended trading hours, and kind of look as a technical trader as to what areas would be of interest. The stock clearly right back into today's area, or today's low and today's high, based on the earnings report. It did flush to the downside to what, $40 or so. There's a little bit of a double bottom over here. This day's low and the second day's low was pretty much the exact same price. It looks like it might have even opened in the same area too, 41.90, 42.14, so a little bit different, but same area that the bottom came in. So I'm interested to see what happens if for any reason we go back there. I think that's exactly where we bounced off of too in the extended hours, did we not? Yeah, a little bit, right in front of that area. But coming back above the anchored VWAP from earnings, rejecting today's high in the after hours, pulling back to the earnings anchored VWAP and kind of settling around there. This move is very choppy on DraftKings. We're about in the ranges of the 52-week high, and that type of reaction on the earnings. Wait, I thought it was a bullish earnings report. They missed on EPS. I thought, hello, this report over here lying to us. Beating consensus estimates by 8 cents. I'm seeing completely different. I'm seeing completely different over here on is Benzinga lying to us? We'll check out Benzinga one more time. Here's what happened. Okay, 44% year over year increase. Yeah, overall, I guess they might have missed the estimates on their report, but the report was pretty bullish in itself as to all the numbers were increasing. They're opening up more accounts, or not accounts. They're working to open up in more states and so on. So I guess the report was pretty bullish overall, that they got bought right back up. So I guess for any move right back down to the south side into $41 or so, even all the way down to $40, you want to see if the stock has any buying. The way it reacted to the downside with very light volume, but then the volume started kicking in right around this candle. I would guess that's when the earnings report came out. The first move was a little bit of overreaction just because the volume wasn't even there on the move to the downside. So that was a little bit of overreaction, and then later on the volume came in. But how it came right back to the downside under yesterday's low was not really what you want to see if you're thinking bullish about DraftKings. So I'm excited to actually see what happens in pre-market. Right now, no real levels that I want to keep an eye out for. However, you do have the 52-week high, which is today's high, so you might want to keep an eye out at that. Today's low was also right around the previous 52-week high. Today's low is around the previous 52-week highs, so you might want to keep that area on watch too. But most likely, I'm expecting the stock to range between this area in pre-market, or actually pop above yesterday's high in pre-market and start using yesterday's high as support. At that point, we can put in yesterday's high area, or what is that, 45 area as support, and then anywhere above that is most likely our blue skies, because the stock hasn't traded in these areas for a long time, not since 2021. So we haven't played with these prices for a long time over here on DraftKings. Finally getting back to its glorious state, I guess, if you want to call it. But that's not a good indication, though. Missing their estimates over here, but the guidance is better. The guidance is they're even upgrading their guidance, increased their guidance overall. So that is the bullish indication. The market is a lot about what they did report, but it's also a lot more about what they are going to expect from the future, right? So that's why the markets do behave quite a bit on what might happen. Like, for example, rate cuts. When Papa Powell comes on and says rate cuts not anytime soon, market moves down a bit. But surprisingly enough, market moved right back up. Buyers are still here, even with the we know that rate cuts are not coming in, and even with the hotter CPI. So I'm surprised with that one. Ani, you nailed it. Let's go. I killed it. Let's go. So for DraftKings with an ATR of $1.45, and how muted the move was, I guess it wasn't really that muted because we did flush down, but with how reactive how the stock reacted, came right back into today's ranges. I'm looking for the pre-market to kind of show me a better opportunity to trade off of on DraftKings. So maybe a back burner of a trade. Maybe the stock that you want to watch right off the open tomorrow is Coinbase, because apparently this stock beat their EPS by 4,600%. That's insane. What happened over here on Coinbase? They were estimating about 2 cents per share EPS. They reported $1.04 for EPS, which is insane. A big surprise over there coming on. And revenue, not a bad beat also. 15% beat on revenue. So let's go deeper into Coinbase over here with our helps from Benzinga and ChatGPT. Coinbase. Q4 revenue, 953 million, beating consensus. We already saw that. The Q4 EPS, we already saw that also. Transaction revenue increased 83% quarter over quarter to 529 million. Subscription and services revenue increased 12% quarter over quarter. Bitcoin represented 31% of the trading volume and 29% of the transaction revenues in Q4. Ethereum, 15% of the trading volume and 13% of the transaction. Coinbase beating analyst estimates on the top and bottom line for 4 consecutive quarters. 2023 achievements include meeting financial goals, launching new products, strengthening competitive position, and advocating for a regulatory framework. Focus on driving revenue through core trading, experimenting with crypto payments, and seeking regulatory clarity. Outlook for 2024. Q1 subscription and services revenue expected to be between 410 to 480. That's a damn wide range, but okay. First quarter transactions revenue reach approximately 320 million as of February 13. First quarter, okay, that's pretty crazy. So so you're still expecting more to come in, but maybe a little bit of a slower growth. Also, the quarter's kind of coming to an end, so I guess that's why you're expecting not that much of a bigger growth going into the closer to the end. But with Bitcoin going up, but Bitcoin not hitting 50K before February 13, those numbers could easily go higher. Do we get much higher? So yeah, we're probably going higher over there on their Q1 expectations. If they're expecting 410 to 480, imagine what happens if they come out with another 529 report, which is what they reported over here, right? So watch out for that one. Goal to generate positive adjusted EBITDA in all market conditions. After our trading, Coinbase saw a share rises up 8.4%. all the way up to 179. This is at the time that the report came out, probably at like 4:30 or whatever. So let's take a deeper dive into how the stock moved after hours. So a little bit of a flush off the open first, or off the or after hours initial move was a little bit of a flush, big volume candle flush, but then not too much of a flush right into yesterday's low. You saw some buying coming in. It says that the stock actually reported at 614. I don't buy it. Let's go check out. God damn it, what's going on with my throat? Don't tell me I'm getting cancer again. It's not cancer, I'm joking. Coinbase. What time did you report Coinbase? 4:48? No, that's not true. That's not true. 4:09. Yeah, so Coinbase reported around 4:09. That's around 4:08 or so. That looks like right where the volume came in too. This says they reported at 6:14. Sometimes you could use exactly what TradingView marker on the 1 minute says they reported at. That does work, but you know, I like to look at what time the volume started to kick in, and obviously, like you just saw, sometimes I like to use what Benzinga shows me at what time is the report came in. If Benzinga published it at 4:09, then they probably reported at 4:05 or something, right? And for the time to it to get published, for the time to Benzinga to kind of disseminate the information and to put it in a nice way for people to read it or whatever, might have taken a little bit longer. So I'm guessing right where the spike is usually a good area to put in the anchored VWAP for earnings. So we're gonna put it right there. ER February 2024 for Coinbase. Nice little move up to the north side. Nice buy right back up at the VWAP over there, and now ending in the higher end of the ranges. I mean, are we not expecting 200 tomorrow? I think we easily see 200 tomorrow on Coinbase. The stock's ATR is about $10 if I remember correctly. Tomorrow we see $20 of a move. I mean, that's what we've been seeing from stocks recently anyways, right? You're seeing stocks that have 10 ATR transform into 15 ATRs, 20 ATRs. For example, how much does AMD now? AMD is actually going back down, sadly. AMD went from a pretty decent ATR to a higher ATR stock. Nvidia, for example, used to be 14, now it's about 21. Tesla, however, is dropping down. Tesla is losing a little bit of its ATR moves, just contracting a little bit, I guess. But once it starts blasting off, it'll be more fun. But hey, we're talking about Coinbase right now, not Tesla. So let me focus right back up. Coinbase, usually not very, how do I want to say it? It doesn't exactly follow Bitcoin move 100% of the time, but it has an opportunity to correlate with the Bitcoin move sometimes, right? So you could use Bitcoin as a barometer, as a tool to help you understand what times to get long or short in Bitcoin. But I would I would use Bitcoin to now trade Bitcoin instruments directly, like ETS, BITO, something that TH talks about in chat. You can use BITO, BITO, for example. IBIT. There we go. Is BIT actually something? Oh, it is. Nope, that's not for for Bitcoin though. IBIT or GBTC, which previously used to be on the OTC markets, now on the Amex market. So you could go here too. These will track Bitcoin a lot better than Coinbase does, especially when Coinbase is having its own secular. Hopefully I'm using that correctly. When Coinbase is having its own separate catalyst to trade off of on the next day, which will be its earnings report, right? And its earnings report, which looks like a pretty big earnings report beat over there overall. Monster earnings report beat that we just saw. Ethereum and Bitcoin kind of charging the lead over there, and we already see that Bitcoin and Ethereum, both of them have regained a lot of its value from where they used to be. So with Coinbase now not looking to, it already punched through the 52-week high. So let's zoom out a little bit more. I think we were around 190, right? I think the next area Coinbase is honestly looking for that little hold. That little triple bottom we had, I guess that's not really a triple bottom, but I'm gonna call that a triple bottom. That little triple bottom gave you a triple top ever since Coinbase died off then. So you're probably looking for that area to come into play. That's right around 208 on Coinbase, and you can maybe even draw a little bit of a box, honestly, and the box would go this way. So let me do this. Draw a box from there to the high of there. And then you can mark off this box like that. Mark off that box like that. So you're watching. That's a pretty wide range though. That's like almost half. That's not half. That's about, yeah, it's not a half. Yeah, I don't know. We're seeing somewhere in this box coming into play most likely tomorrow if I was to guess. This is a complete absolute guess, obviously not financial advice. I have no clue what I'm talking about, but based on how the stock traded off of its IPO, there's something that I want to actually do here real quick. I'm going to put in a IPO anchor VWAP and see how that's looking like. That's actually looking like a support right now. No, I think we had the peach, right? Yeah, we had the peach. Peach color. We're gonna put that one in. Nice little reject right off the earnings. Sorry, not earnings. IPO anchor VWAP over there. Not like, oh, somebody did that on purpose. That could also just be a double top reject, right? But nice little reject at that intersection. It could also depend on volume, right? This is basically a VWAP on a longer time frame. So all of this volume spikes over here. Sometimes these bigger volumes might come in and kind of screw up the calculations overall. And one of the more recent earnings is probably going to take over the weightage and make that anchor VWAP just look a little bit differently. So that's why that probably is acting like that way for that reason. But hey, nice little reject anyways. At the end of the day, you can't refute the mathematics behind it. I like to see those type of things happening. Also, nice little show of trend reversal. Obviously, we've been watching the trend reversal coming into Coinbase anyways. You don't really need to put in an anchor VWAP from IPO to see that happen, and nor do I think that we're going to get a trade off of the earnings anchor, sorry, not earnings, IPO anchor VWAP for tomorrow as a trade. I just wanted to put it to see how the longer time frame chart look like. Now that I finished that rant for no reason that I ranted about, let's go for a 60-minute time frame, zoom out to a longer time chart, and see where we can find some bigger levels over here. Oh man, I have to really zoom out on the 60-minute time frame to find some levels. I really think we're seeing that level come into play, 208 to 217. I honestly think we're seeing the 208 to 217 coming into play. Just watch out. So I'm going to put in that area as my resistance, 208, and then after 208, 217.50. And as for coin support, oh, what is that? Oh, that's my own vote. 10 votes, 13 votes so far. Will tomorrow be green or red? And looks like green is now overtaking red. People are being bullish. How can you be bullish with CPI being hot, guys? Come on. As for support, let's go back to the 5-minute chart. Where was today's high? Today's high was right around 172. We're around 150. We're around 190 right now. So I don't think today's high really matters. I think this 187 area instead is a little bit more important. Right under that is that 180 where the earnings anchored VWAP is. That's a little bit more important. I say 187 because that's the previous 52-week high. So previous 52-week high comes into play. That's a little bit more important for support tomorrow. If you are long and if you're bullish on the stock, you do not want to see the stock going under 187 or at the very least under 180. You don't want to see anything under 180. This anchored VWAP from earnings is basically showing you that the best price for the stock, everything that happened for the earnings move, is around 180. So even if we do get a pullback from 190 to 180, you want to see 180 hold. Couple scenarios that I'm imagining is coming down over here in pre-market and then charging back up and then looking for that move towards 200, and then maybe either a fail break of 200 first, giving you a short opportunity, some short scalps, then some hold of today's VWAP, wherever today's VWAP is, probably 196 or so, and then a march right back into 200 and a breakthrough of 200 and a move into 208 or something. That's what I'm kind of imagining right now. But let's say the stock doesn't even want to hold 180, then you want to see the stock, holding at the very least 187 and start marching a little bit higher, at which point this anchored VWAP starts getting pulled higher. This one also starts getting pulled higher, and that's the bullish indication for me where this 187 area is showing a lot more buying. I guess you already see that on the chart itself. So you want to see that 187 holding, which is a lot more bullish than 180 holding. If 180 is holding, I think we just play with the 200 area tomorrow and kind of die off with the 200 area and not really see 208, at which point 200 becomes your resistance. But if 187 is holding, all of this depends on pre-market. If 187 is holding, then you kind of have that 208 ceiling, in my opinion, because the ATR of the stock is about $10. So I'm going to put in the support for now at 187 and what? My numbers are not going down. My num block is not open. That's why. Ha 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 ha. So 187 as my first area support, and under that 180. If we're not holding 180 and we're pulling all the way back to yesterday's high, that is an opportunity to maybe look for a long, sure. But it's almost like, what the hell? Why are we back here, in my opinion? So Coinbase, pretty high priority for me. I want to see the stock moving around in pre-market quite well. Show me some volume in pre-market. Hold that 180, hold that 187, either or, and start getting up higher. Can we get much higher? I'm so mad my Tesla retirement fund. I'm so mad at Tesla, my retirement fund. Just want to keep going up. Oh, yeah, I can understand with the... If you have Tesla in your account right now, yeah, you're probably not the happiest. I can understand that. Hit the like, everyone. 170 watching. What? Oh, you raided me? Thank you, Bookmap. You're the best. I ended my stream to raid. Yeah, let's go. We got the whole Bookmap family watching us. Thank you very much. I need to learn how to do that too, so I can raid your streams back when you host your streams. And yes, everyone, go check out the raid family over here. Think with Bookmap, Ani, Oso, everyone over there from the Think with Bookmap family have been showing me a lot of love recently, and I can't wait to... Oh man, I'm just putting random dots all over my chart. That's awesome. I'm just putting random green dots all over my chart. Go check the Think with Bookmap family. And coming back to Coinbase, ladies and gentlemen, I am very, very excited over here to see what happens on Coinbase to the north side tomorrow. Come on, let's hold that 187. Let's have some more fun instead of holding 180, at which point we're only probably having fun 200. Talking about fun, let's kind of deviate away from earnings place and go to this stock. I mean, what in the world is happening with this stock over here? I need to actually move over some of these lines. I thought I did that. I did it. Okay. Wow, okay. I am actually losing brain cells. I thought I already did this part. I didn't, apparently. So let me go back to the 1 year time frame. I mean, look at the stock. Is this called a squeeze yet? Is this not called a squeeze? I mean, when would this be considered a squeeze? I don't know. Like, I'm asking, genuinely asking the question. Like, okay, we finally broke $1,000 today. Someone in the Think with Bookmap stream actually called out that this stock is going to break 1,000 and a day. You're right. Beautiful trend throughout the day itself. Oh no, I deleted one of my indicators now. Ah, man. Hold up. I gotta throw in my ribbon. Where's that ribbon? Yes, I need that ribbon back. Aw, I screwed up my ribbon for myself. It's not your fault, chat. Don't worry. First one is 9. Next one is 21, 50, 100. This is usually that way. The style is dots. Your dots, you're also that way. You are white and you are a line indeed, and you are teal and you are a line indeed. There we go. Hey, that was not a problem. We fixed it pretty quick. There we go. So now we get to see, I mean, when is this considered a squeeze? And I wanted to look at it on the 5 minute, right? If you look at it on the 5 minute for the stock, you see how the trend is so strong. It holds the 9 and the 21 pretty much all throughout the day. Later on in the day, around this 1,000, I think it was 999.22 was the high a day or something, which is ridiculous. Someone's clearly playing games over here when they're throwing out orders. They're like, I'm bored, 999.22. Just gonna throw out a random order where I'm gonna take some shorts or take some profits, whatever it is. But beautiful trend throughout the day, just machine buying. But I'm wondering, when is this stock a short? When is this stock a short squeeze? What exactly is going on in this position? And the reason why I'm calling it, is this a short squeeze? Yes, because if you go look at it on the SMCI statistics for Finviz, or on Finviz, sorry, the shorts, the shares are 47 million compared to what Nvidia is like 1 billion or something. Nvidia, how much is your float? 2.3 billion, sorry. So 47 million to 2.3 billion, and the float of short for the stock is about 10%. I mean, we've seen stocks like this kind of come into play before, and they kind of went absolutely crazy. I'm wondering if the stock has gone crazy already, or is it just about to start going crazy? Because we might start seeing more people getting ready to go short on SMCI. The AI bubble is not even something that's been popped yet, right? So if you think about that, the AI bubble hasn't really popped yet. It hasn't even formed yet. So if people are thinking about just shorting the crap of SMCI just for fun, and this stock just starts squeezing, and they all just keep getting burned, we might get some sort of a crazy short squeeze coming in on this stock. Short squeeze is forbidden to me. I'm a bear, says Oso. Oh, I understand. I'm a bear too at heart. I love shorting stocks, low key. I've grown. I've had a lot of people hate me for how much I like to short stocks on the Trader TV live days. But no, I'm a big time shorter myself. But I kind of want to see more action take place, because I don't think this action would be considered a short squeeze. I mean, we've seen those type of actions come in before. DWAC, right? Not that one, but where's the other one? That one, right? Things like that, like the one with CAR, the move all the way into $500 or something on CAR right over here. I still have my markers from that day on CAR. That's hilarious. So all the way to the north side on CAR. I don't think a move like this has happened yet. Or would you say it has? Like, I don't know. I don't think SMCI has had that day yet. It does look like it has had multiple of those days on the monthly chart. Yeah, sure. But on the daily chart, no, it just looks like we're just slowly stepping, la 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 la, dancing all the way to the north side. We actually have a couple anchor VWAPs over here from when they actually upgraded their guidance and their earnings report, both of which are rocket ships to the north side, which shows that the trend has not stopped yet. Usually when these earnings anchor VWAPs or a significant anchor VWAP where the volume starts to kick off at, when they start to flatline is when these stocks start to normalize a little bit and start coming back. And for them to flatline anyways, you will see the capitulation. I think that's the right word. You will see the stock already giving you the V-shaped reversal back to the downside, at which point these earnings start to flatten out or so. Maybe I can show you a little bit of an example on BTC USD for that. So look at BTC USD over here. You see how that not earnings, but whatever that reason that we got a big spike up to the north side and a breakout and the continuation of that move, I put the anchored VWAP from there, and you can see how pretty good buying came off of that area for quite a bit amount of time. And then later on, once we dipped, we kind of got bought right back above it. But right around over here, it starts to flatten out and then starts curving back up. That's where I thought, okay, maybe we are seeing a little bit of a change in characteristics coming in. The VWAPs are starting to flatten out. But that's not what we're seeing on SMCI yet. SMCI is a rocket ship. And if more shorts start to pile in onto this stock, then I think we're just going to see a little bit of wild action happening. I have no levels to play with. You know, we all were waiting for that $1,000 area to come into play. What is the stock's ATR now? All right, I didn't even take a look at it. I need to go put it into my ATR scanner. What are you? $53. So yeah, this stock went from $30 not too long ago to $53 over here on SMCI. Shout out to that stock. I think the stock can still go very higher. Very higher. I can't speak English, Jesus Christ. All right, let's get back to the the earnings train, and this stock over here that we love so very much. That was sarcasm, by the way, if you didn't understand. We love the stock and this company so very much. Let's go to Roku. What did Roku's earnings report look like? Roku reported Q4 revenue with an increase of 14%, beating street consensus. Okay, Q4 loss per share was 55 cents, beating estimates of loss 57. Okay, platform revenue was up 13%, which while devices revenue was up 15%. Platform revenue while device revenue. What does that mean? I guess they have separate devices, but you also can separately perform or sorry, separately purchase the platform or the software on its own or something. I don't use Roku, but I'm guessing that's what it means. So both were up at the end of the day. Devices up 15%, and the platform or the service itself up 13%. Ended Q4 with 80 million accounts active. All 80 million idiots. Maybe if you're maybe in the boomer territory and don't know how to use technology, fine. That's fine. But if you are a millennial, if my age or younger, and you own a Roku, I don't know what to say to you. A 14-year increase or year over year, about 4.2 million net accounts in that quarter. Average revenue per user Q4 up 4% year over year. Everything looks up for this company. They probably moved up to the north side. Look at this. Q4 streaming hours up 21% year over year. Full year revenue for 2023 up 11%. Positive EBITDA ahead of the company guidance. Added 10 million new accounts in 2023. How are you doing that? Like, who's using Roku? It's insane. Roku channel is now top 10 streaming apps in the US. Okay, reaching households representing 120 million people. Insane. Q4 2024 revenue expected to be 850 million with a net loss of 90 million and break-even adjusted EBITDA. The company highlighted industry trends of 2024 and beyond. Live events on streaming and ad-supported options for consumers, basically copying Disney and Netflix. Despite positive results, Roku shares are down. Let's go. Eat shit, Roku. Eat shit. That's what I was saying. Besides positive, I was seeing all positive results over there. Everything good. La 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 la. Everything jolly. But no, the move to the downside makes me happy because I hate the stock. Instead of the Kramer, we like the stock, we like the stock, you can kind of flip that for me. It's more, I hate the stock. Just because I've been burnt trading Roku so many times. It's just on my shit list. I don't like trading Roku anymore. But anytime it goes down, it makes me happy. Because every time, it's when I tried to short it is where I got burnt. On this stock. Tomorrow though, here are some levels to maybe keep on watch. That little bottom over there, I think the stock is exactly around these areas right now in the after hours. Under that area though, there is a little bit of a chop over here. I'm not really too worried about this choppy range. Buying could come in anywhere before that. The level is really around $82. So buying could come in at 82.50, at 83, but I'm not gonna really worry about making a decision in that range. I'll just wait until 81.80 shows up on the longer time frame. If you really want to be nitpicky, you can wait at $80 too, which is a little bit more significant psychological level. People most likely wait at $80 to buy instead of $82. They'll be like stingy, right? Why would I wait at 82 when the stock is going down? I'll just wait at 80 unless they saw the report and they really like what the report is showing and they get bullish, then they might want to chase up to 82, chase up to 83, whatever it is. So if I see a bullish pattern in above 82, maybe there's something to take a look at it, but I'm basically waiting for 82 to come into play. Let's kind of go back to the extended trading hours, see where we drop into. Look at that. 82 is actually the damn rejection area. Awesome. I thought we were under in these areas, so I'm gonna go back into the 60-minute time frame, get rid of one of those lines for there, because we're not gonna need it anymore. Maybe we will. No, we won't need this one. We won't need this one. Wait, where's that line come from? Where did that line come from? I don't remember putting this anymore. Okay, get rid of that. Go back to the 60-minute time frame. Okay, we have this, we have that, we have that, and awesome, we're already under this. So now that's a pretty significant level for us for tomorrow and pre-market and throughout the day. Honestly, you can see how the do I have an earnings anchor VWAP plopped in? That's the ER from November 2023. So let's put in the one from tonight, after hours. What time did you report? A little bit of a spike down volume, but that's probably where you reported, so we're gonna put it over there. Earnings ER Feb 24. Bang bang bang. Now go back to the 5-minute chart and see where that anchor VWAP should be right around, oh, I thought it would be on the higher end, but no, okay, that makes sense. So we're right between what looks like $80 and this 82 area looking like a pretty solid resistance. Looks like 76 is showing a little bit of a support. Not sure if we have to zoom back more on the longer time frame to see why 76 held up. Somewhere right over there, maybe that makes a little bit sense. But yeah, we're right around 76 and 82 right now on the after hour time frame. Let's go back to the 5-minute, right over there. So I think this is where the stock is most likely playing into, unless the stock report is which was bullish. We read it ourselves. It looked pretty bullish. So if buyers do like that report, then you want to see 82 turn into support. You want to see the anchor VWAP pulling up to the north side too. At which point, yeah, maybe there's a little bit of a gap close, and then on the longer time frame, maybe a bigger move to the north side if the report was that bullish. But this is me trying to put away my personal bias and really be objective. The objective is to make money, right? The job is to make money and do so by looking for a solid trade. If the stock is showing you a support above $82 right now, which is clearly a solid resistance from 82 to 82.50 or so, if it does end up getting above 82 and not really able to flush back down, that's your opportunity to get long, possible gap close coming in. So first resistance, obviously, that 82 to 82.50 for me. Support, clear support in the after hours right around 76, but I'm just gonna draw that number down to 75 because my line is at 75 from the daily chart. So I think this after hour low does have some significance. Yes, we've seen before after hour lows hold up off of the earnings moves and so on. So that is a little bit of a significance. I'm not gonna disregard that area. I'll keep watching it, but as my notes, I'll be watching 75 because that's my bottom line. If it does break under 75, then clearly this report is very bearish and the stock is dying tomorrow, absolutely getting slaughter ganged. So watch out for this stock. Next stock on our board today for the earnings report, Trade Desk, TTD. Boy, oh boy, I'm getting worried. We have a lot of stocks to go through, and we're only in 3 stocks down so far. 3 stocks down so far. All right, I'm out. See you, says Oso. Take care, my friend. Take care. See you around. But can't wait to do the podcast with you, Oso. Can't wait to do the podcast with you. Trade Desk coming in with an earnings report today after hours. Let's take a look at it. Looks like they are missing analyst consensus by 4.65%. Quarterly sales coming in surpassing the analyst consensus estimates. Okay, that's good, by only 4. So pretty much a flat report. They missed the EPS, but they beat the revenue. Yeah, they beat revenue, but pretty much around the same amount overall. Company's board of directors approved an additional $647 million under its share repurchase. That's pretty bullish. Trade Desk CEO mentioned the company achieved $1.9 billion in revenue in 2023, demonstrating a 23% year-over-year growth. That's pretty good. Green emphasizes the company. Green emphasized, oh, that's his name. That's right. The CEO's name. Green emphasized the company's significant probability and cash flow, allowing it to remain at the forefront of the industry with innovatives such as Coq AI. Bro, change the name. What the fuck? Bro, change the name. What the hell is Coq AI? Or Coq AI? Nah, whatever. You gotta change the name for that one, homie. The outlook for the first quarter includes expected revenue of at least $478 million, surpassing $451.87 million estimates, and the adjusted EBITDA of quarterly $130 million. After the earnings report, the Trade Desk share surged 18.8%. That's exactly what I expected it to do because everything did look positive. Beats on most things over here on the growth side. You know, they are showing growth, but the estimates were, or the numbers weren't really that big of a beat for EPS and revenue. But overall, market did like what they saw on the report. So let's quickly go into the smaller time frame, which is a 1 minute. Looks like that's where the report came out. We're gonna mark that up real quick as FEB 24. Now we go to the 60-minute time frame, turn off extended trading hours, and look for our levels of interest. Right off the bat, we got that little peak over here. So let's mark off that high. Want to mark off that little triple top on the 60-minute time frame. A little bit of action over here too, but that's within our ranges already, so I'm not really gonna mark that one off. A little bit of a double top, not really a double top, but you know, a little bit of a lower high, but somewhat of a double top. I guess a range over here. It's also a wide range, but I'm just gonna mark them off separately. I'm just gonna mark these ones off separately for myself. But that is a almost like a box that I would draw. Usually I would draw this as a box over here, but right now I'm just gonna mark them off separately. Although I don't think these levels are coming into play. I could be wrong. Let's go take a look at it on the you know what, I think that should be drawn as a box now that I think about it. But let's go into the 5-minute time frame and see where the after hour move again is for the earnings move. Oh, we're well above that. Yeah, that should be box. That should be a box. So honestly, at this point, look where the earnings anchor VWAP is. Exactly at the 87 high or the 88 high. Beautiful hold after the pop off that 88 area. It did drop into that 88 lows, but we just kept holding that 88 area continuously. And you can also see how the stock wants to basically hold this area now and blast off to the north side. So it looks like there could be a little bit more move over here above 93.50, possibly a bigger extension. The stock's ATR is only $2.26, sorry, $2.68. So we'll be surprised to see how much volume can the stock bring in. Average average volume is 9 million shares. No, sorry, average volume is 5 million shares. Today they brought in 9 million shares. If average volume is 5, then you want to see at least 10 million or so coming in for these guys, and that way they can bring in a higher ATR. So bigger relative volume, higher ATR, more fun opportunities to the north side. And the fact that the stock already took out this high and we're into this double top over here on the daily, is that all-time high? Like, come on. No, but we're pretty damn close to all-time high. We're into 52-week double tops. That's the 52-week high double top, and we're pretty much into that range. I keep talking about how I want to turn this area into a box, so I am going to do that right now. Turn that into a box for myself, and oh, come on, I put the line over there, which I didn't mean to, so delete that. And now go back into the 5-minute chart, show you guys how that looked like. I believe if the stock goes into 86.50 all the way into $88, that whole range is kind of a support zone for me. I would want to see support coming in. With the way the earnings anchored VWAP is and the 50 period EMA is on the 5-minute chart here, which are both intersecting right around that 87.50 to 88 area, that area just is that much more important for me at this moment. So I'm just going to put down my first area of support, my first area of defense, 87.50 to $88. Under that will be 86.50, which will be my final area of defense. I don't want to see the stock going under 86.50 technically, which would be under the earnings VWAP. I don't want to see that happen with how much of an excitement the stock pushed up. The report was honestly not that bullish, but at least the estimates and the inline report was not really that big of a beat. But overall in the report, the deeper dive in the report did show somewhat of growth, and the market clearly liked it up. If the market liked it, you want to see this area getting defended. If this area trades a little bit more like this, you got a beautiful breakout in pre-market. Trust me, that breakout is going to be fun. So a little bit more consolidation, make a little bit more bull flag for us, and then breakout. I can't wait for that. So resistance right into you could look at that 91.66, which was that previous 52-week high double top, somewhere into the 91.50 area, all the way up to the pre-market high of sorry, not pre-market, the after hour high of 93.50. So 91.50 to 93.50 is technically my whole zone that I'm kind of watching to see what happens as a resistance to the stock. If we are successfully holding above this double top high of 91.50, that's pretty damn bullish. But then maybe we just see selling coming into 93.50, at which point you might just see the stock range in that $2 range of $9, $90, and then 92 or $90 and or $91 and 93.50 and so on, which is very much a possibility. The stock's ATR is once again only $2 or so it will be pretty boring to see that, but hey, it will still be up quite a bit of a percentage from its close yesterday. That makes it a pretty bullish move overall, and maybe we can look for some day 2 moves on Sunday night for the Monday day trades. So marking TTD for now as a pretty high importance as for tomorrow. So Coinbase, Roku, and TTD, all three of them pretty high importance for me for tomorrow. And for those of you wondering how big our watch list is, yep, we still got a lot of stocks over here, and we're already 54 minutes in, if you can't believe it. Okay, let's see the chat here real quick. What's the chat saying? Chat got pretty active today. I love it. I voted tomorrow, but oh yeah, we already talked about that. Does the US debt and savings deprecation scare you at all? I know, okay, I know we can't trade that, but whenever I see stocks, I think about it. I mean, I don't really try to think about that too much. I'm just a day trader, right? So I just try not to think about stuff like that too much. All I care about is where is the people coming. I keep it simple. I keep it simple. Try to follow the money. Try to follow the momentum for the day itself. Oh my God, I'm putting dots all over my charts again. I just try to follow the momentum for the day, follow the trend if I can. Although I do love taking mean reversion trades, so that is a big part of my setup. I need to perfect that setup more, so I backed up from that one. But yeah, I love trading trades, earnings catalyst. That's one of my best trading setups. Look for stocks with earnings. Look for stocks that are beating their ranges, taking out previous 52-week highs, or going into previous 52-week highs, or going into previous consolidation range highs and breaking out, or giving us a failed breakout for us to short into. I actually posted a recent short on Hasbro on my Instagram account for a possible short idea on this stock. So look at what happened. Beautiful short to the downside, right into the earnings anchored VWAP. Wow, wow, wee, wah. Meme likey. I love seeing that. So I actually didn't even see this happen, that it bounced right off the earnings anchored VWAP. But look what that happened on the 5-minute chart, right? This line was probably already here. We're just watching it trickle down, trickle down, trickle down, and it just bounces right off of that. Beautiful, beautiful hold. That just sets up for a bigger opportunity for the breakout. So my call out recently was how the stock moved after the earnings catalyst. It flushed to the downside. It opened up at $46.15. So basically at the low of day is where it opened, and it closes all the way at the high of day into $50.60, and the high of day was $50.68. So monster move on this day for the stock, and I think the market was actually down on this day too. So I figured, hey, maybe that report wasn't actually that bearish. The market was bearish, and hence that's why the stock flushed, and we got an insane move back up. Now what I want to see is this candle. And that's exactly the candle we end up seeing. I'm putting dots all over my charts again, aren't I? Do I have that dot on my Hasbro chart from way before? Oh my God. Are you kidding me? I'm getting sloppy. Okay, so what I wanted to see was this area coming into play after that hold on the stock. And it did come into play right after the second day. So now either reject of this area or a fail break of this area for a possible short. We got that right into yesterday's low. Yesterday's low was also right where the anchored VWAP for earnings was. We got a nice little hold of that. So now you want to see a beautiful flag action or a consolidation, and then a breakout or a break down to the south side, which gives you more trades. So for those of you who followed my Hasbro call out over there, you possibly got that beautiful fail break short. Beautiful fail break short. And then also, if you have the anchored VWAPs like I do, a nice little long opportunity. Now, let's go back to AMAT after we saw, maybe... Did I already chart for AMAT? No, I did not. So let's chart for AMAT over here. Turn off the extended trading hours. Go into the 60-minute time frame and see how the stock... And I put dots on my chart again, didn't I? God damn it, stop getting so sloppy. There's the dot. I found you. I found you. I found you, beautiful. Oh, we're at all-time highs on AMAT. Okay. AMAT, another semiconductor stock. I guess this is a story for semiconductors in general at this point. I mean, why am I even surprised? Well, honestly, why am I even surprised? AMAT coming out with positive earnings report. Do we even need to read it? Yeah, looks like it just beat it. Yeah, woohoo, wahoo. Who cares at this point about reading earnings estimates for semiconductors? You just simply go blind and go long. AMSC probably had a hop on it today too. Oh, today was a muted move on AMSC. Okay, a little bit of an absolutely nothing burger move on the stock today, but it's still very close to its 52-week high. AMAT though, with its positive earnings report, blasting off into the new all-time high now. So honestly, any price over here is blue skies. We don't really have any levels to play off of, other than the fact that the fact that we have a little bit of a consolidation over here in the after hours. Maybe we get to play off of that area. Let me quickly put in earnings VWAP for the stock AMAT. Go back to the 5-minute chart, and you can see how the earnings VWAP actually comes in right around the range lows too. So we already have that marked off, but I'm just gonna put in a quick little line for myself. Where's my marker? There we go. Marker. Put in the line right around 203. So 203 to 20. It says 6. I'll say 5. 203 to 205. You might want to keep an eye out for to see what happens on this position, and to the upside, you got that area all the way up to the north side of 216. So 212.50 to 216 is what you're watching. If the stock does not hold 203, then there is very easily a possible gap close back into yesterday's high, which was the previous all-time high. So be careful. But with how bullish of a move the stock is, with with SMCI going into $1,000, with Nvidia trying to chase its coattails to the $1,000 area, you might want to watch out for this one boosting to the north side also. So 205 as my first support. Under that, we're watching 203. I'm just gonna put 200 in brackets. Yes, 200 is a significant price. This psychological price. I'm not saying like significant on the daily chart. It's just psychologically significant. That's all. Okay. Sky Erlock saying, Pratt, Tesla was good again to me. I have a small account, but I'm happy with small gains. Hey, small gains compound. They get bigger. And if you're staying disciplined, if you're staying consistent, those small gains add up to the point where by the time you die, it's big gains. Sadly, that's how it works. It's big gains by the time you end up to the point where you can't even spend it. Welcome to life. But hey, good job. I like seeing that, Sky. Let's go. I like seeing that. Wayne saying we're going to 250 tomorrow on coin. Okay, Wayne, you really bullish tomorrow for your graduation party. Maybe that's what you really want, so you can smash that long through 250, or what's that, through 200 on the stock. I don't think it's going past 217 though. I'll have my line there, but we'll see what happens, Wayne. Maybe if it does go through there, I'll buy you a beer. But if it doesn't go through 217, you buy me a beer. How about that? What's this, 217 the area? Yeah, 217.15 is my absolute high on Coinbase. It's not going higher than that. AMAT 212. I don't have a crystal ball, guys. Everything I said is all for just non-financial advice, and it was all for a beer, okay? Just so you know. It was all for a beer. That's it. 216 is my second area of resistance on AMAT. Beautiful move into new all-time highs. So also into a new higher priority for me. So AMAT gets colored differently. DoorDash coming out with their earnings report, sadly flushing to the downside. So looks like a little bit of a negative earnings report. Probably the first report that we saw today that was negative and actually moved to the downside. So shout out to a little bit of a short selling report. If Oso was still here, he would have probably appreciated this stock over here on DoorDash. Opportunity to the downside. Beautiful flush right off the I guess initial move, or this was a little bit of a shake, and then the initial move comes in, which was straight to the downside. Shows you clearly there's a little bit of a buying coming in at this double bottom, that 111.50 area, showing you some support possibly. I'm guessing the stock possibly ranges between 118 to 111 with how we traded so far. The earnings anchored VWAP flattening out right into yesterday's lows, and some sort of a buyer in the after hours and right into this 111.50 area. So DoorDash clearly showing you some zones of interest without even having to zoom out. But you know how we like to do it. You know how we like to do it in this time. Is that how it goes? I forget the lyrics. But let's zoom out over here. When in doubt, zoom out and then check out some levels that might be of interest for us. I don't think we go all the way down there, Prad. It's pretty choppy. Like, I don't really like what I'm seeing because it's not too clean. The cleanest level for me is this 111 area, and that's where we exactly are right now. So I mean, that's good. That's good that this 111 area is where we are at, and that's the cleanest level for me. But under that, it's like, okay, like, yeah, you could say 108 on that's like about 1 day's worth of information, and see how it just traded in such a tight range into 108 and then it broke out. You could say maybe 108 has some support before 103 and before 106. Had a little bit of a resistance over here too at 108. So you could throw that in there. But I just don't like what I'm seeing on the daily chart here. Let's turn the stocks, extend the trading hours back on and see what it looks like. Yeah, I honestly think we're just range trading the stock over here between 118, or which was what, yesterday's low, so 118.50s to 111. I don't think there's much of an opportunity over here. Let's actually go take the look at the report. Let's go take a look at the report. That's the more important thing. DoorDash reported its fourth quarter fiscal results. Q4 revenue increased 27%. Bullish, beating consensus estimates by 2.24 billion. What? Okay, you did. Was it billion or million? It says you beat by 5.2 million. Okay. The company reported a quarterly loss of 39 cents per share, missing the analyst estimates. Okay, we saw that. Total orders increased 23% year over year to 574 million, and a marketplace gross order value of jumped to 22% year over year. Okay, that's good. Overall increasing. That's exactly what you want to see. DoorDash expects first quarter marketplace GOV. I wonder what GOV is, I'll be honest with you, to be between 18.5 to 18.9 billion. The company anticipates first quarter adjusted EBITDA in the range of 320 300. I want to see what the estimates are though. Focus on investing tools to solve problems for consumers, merchants, and dashers in 2024. Board approved the share repurchase program in February. Earnings report, stock down 8.7%. What is GOV? Gross order value. Okay, thank you. The gross order value overall went up, right? Yeah, jumped 22% year over year. That's exactly what you want to see. But I don't know what the estimates are. Overall, market did not like what Dash had to say. It clearly wants to range between 114 and 118 most likely. And I'm going to keep that area watch out. So yesterday's low, keeping that area on watch, 118.5. Possible supports coming in around 114. And then under 114, 111 area is what I'm watching. 111 to 110, 70s. But not really a priority stock for me at all. DoorDash, with how not so clean it was in the after hours. Let's go to Toast. I actually typed in Toast. Wow. Toast, there we go. Let's go to Toast, the next stock that moved off of earnings. Nice little move off of earnings to the upside, but pushed right back to the south side, sadly, and then settled right into today's ranges above today's close, however. So that's pretty bullish, I guess. But overall, coming back into today's range after earnings report is never exactly what you want to see on any stock. I'm trying to see what candle had the most volume. That's candle had the most volume, so that's where we're gonna put it. ER Feb 24 on Toast. So we have that marked off. Now let's go to the 60-minute time frame, turn off extended trading hours, and see how the stock traded on a longer time frame. Toast, I think clearly we saw it move up but came back into the previous ranges. Let's start off with the all-time chart. Oh my god, are you kidding me? Is the stock even worth trading tomorrow? Is the stock even worth trading tomorrow? I think we're gonna have so many better ideas to trade tomorrow. I don't know if this one's even slightly worth to look at. Average revenue, average volume is 9 million, and you brought in 26 million shares. You're a $19 stock. You chopped around. You did pop above today's high in the after hours, but you came back in over here. There's a little bit of a chop in this area, a lot of chop in this area, not a little. And we have a clear high into this 26 to the north side. So I don't think the stock really goes above 26 at all. Let's go back to the extended trading hours again. Yeah, there you go. That very much chop that I was talking about chopped up the stock. This does not excite me. This is not exciting at all, right? You want to see at least that 26 area coming into play on a positive earnings report. The fact that that previous chop that I just mentioned chopped up the stock off the earnings report just goes to show that I'm not really too excited unless the stock shows me an opportunity at 26 to short the stock. You could also extend that level from 26 all the way into this high, which is, what is that area, right into 27. So 26 to 27, keep an eye out to see if that numbers do come into play tomorrow on toast, at which point you could look for a possible mean reversion or a short depending on how the stock gets into those prices. But if it doesn't even go there, and if we're just trading in these areas again, then the stock is not worth trading at all tomorrow. So let's kind of go over to the next stock on board, which is Crocs. C-R-O-X, Crocs, or C-R-O-C-S, Crocs, however you want to spell it. C-R-O-X is a ticker. Nice move to the north side on the earnings report. We had the stock on the watch list, but we didn't really do anything with it because the earnings report was in pre-market. So let's take a look at how it moved off the earnings report. Nice little move to the north side. Let's kind of maybe put some levels. None of the levels that I had really came into play, so maybe time to put some new levels on Crocs. Let's get rid of all of our green lines. We don't really use these lines anymore anyways. We are now using our white lines as areas to chart. So let's I might have to go on a daily chart instead of a 60-minute chart, because the stock is probably hasn't been in these areas in a long time. Okay. Man, get out of here. Gap close on a half. What is that? 2023? Yeah, baby. Jeez. I mean, let's go. That's today? Damn, we took out a significant level on the earnings report today. A significant level on the earnings report today. And we pushed up into that area. That's bullish AF. We pushed up all the way into that area right now. The next high is right into this 130. So that's actually pretty damn bullish if you ask me. Yeah, look, we just took out a big gap down area on the stock, right? 3 earnings report ago. So if you include today, today's earnings report, not today. Well, today's pre-market. Was it today pre-market? Thursday? Yes. So today pre-market. Why am I losing my brain cells? I need to stop with the za. Today pre-market earnings report coming out over here for Crocs. Beautiful move to the north side, taking out a significant gap out level. We gapped down over here on that previous earnings report, and now taking out that area and pushing all the way to the upside. Don't think the stock actually has a lot more in it tomorrow, to be honest. I think that's a pretty crazy move if you ask me, but that's still very bullish of a close on the day. That's still very bullish of a close. So maybe there is some more fun above that area on the stock. We did have a level above that price. Let me kind of zoom out on the daily chart right into 130. It looks like Crocs almost wants to go to 130, but right now we do have this area into 122.50. So let's put in 122.50 as my first resistance. Above that it's 130. There's no other price before 130 for me on Crocs. If we do break out 122.50 and show support above 122.50. That's a monster breakout for me. I think this gap down price over here of 118 most likely comes into support if for any reason we drop down. And let's quickly go back to the stock on the 5-minute chart. It looks like that 118 area is exactly where the today's VWAP or the earnings anchored VWAP also is. So expecting that 118 for 100% turning into support if for any reason we drop into that price. So watching how the stock acts into 118 and watching how it acts into 122.50 to the upside. Wow, Crocs is actually very, very exciting for tomorrow. We initially weren't too excited for Crocs yesterday, if I remember accurately, but Crocs is pretty exciting. This also gives us a possible fail break of today's high, a short opportunity back into 118 or so, at which point you could look to flip long or do whatever the hell you want, right? Whatever you want, whatever your trading strategy is. So look out for that on Crocs. DE, let's go see how this stock traded today on the earnings report. Looks like we dropped down on the earnings report even after a positive one, but pretty much going into what a long-term support is. So DE, possibly this triple bottom over here. I'm calling it a triple bottom along with this, but it's actually only a double bottom. Also coming a little bit support coming in before that price. The price is 356, but support came in today at 360-ish or so, and DE, even with the positive earnings report, flushing to the downside. However, the stock doesn't really bring in too much volume for how much of a price it is. So DE actually is getting deleted from my watch list for tomorrow. We're not going to bother with this one too much. Let's go to Yeti. Yeti did flush today, which was very, very surprising. They missed on their earnings report too. We were talking about how apparently Yeti was possibly the best seller for Amazon Prime Day or whatever, but apparently not. They're missing out on earnings report. They probably guided lower to the downside. So Yeti clearly flushing to the downside over here. We didn't really have too many levels other than this one over here into 38, or let's say 39, $39. Looks like the stock has yet to go into that area right now. Most likely will, but I'm not really too excited to make a trade in these ranges. If it does go into 39, okay, sure, awesome. I think there could be a bigger move to the downside on the stock. There is possibly 30, 35, even 27 most likely. But, you know, looking for shorting a stock into the 52-week low, maybe even the all-time low. No, it's not the all-time low. Looking to short a stock into 52-week low when the markets are going into all-time high, I don't think that's the right idea at the moment. So there's going to be better opportunities over there on the market. And Yeti just doesn't make the cut for tomorrow. Just doesn't. Honestly, stocks like Coinbase, Crocs, and all the other stocks that we already talked about, we should probably just stop there for the watch list and not even worry about anything else. But just because I love looking at stocks, I love looking at stocks that already reported earnings, we're gonna keep the ball rolling. We're gonna keep the party going, baby. The party don't stop. So let's go take a look at Penn National. Wow, Penn National also selling off, pushing into what looks like is the 52-week low. I'm just quickly scrolling out to see if that's the all-time low. No, not the all-time low. Going into the 52-week low over here of $18 on Penn. So maybe if 18 can hold, or if support can come in above 18, today's low is $19. So if support can come in above 18, you could look for some sort of a possible long opportunity. The stock is also triggering SSR by being down 14%. So you want to watch out to see if the stock has some sort of a SSR bounce tomorrow by being down more than 10% on the intraday. So $18 area, that's honestly the only price I'm kind of interested in. If the stock does not show support in front of 18, then I'm not really too worried to make any sort of a decision on Penn National. There's other stocks tomorrow that's way more important for us. Wendy's, let's go check out what Wendy's looked like today. It initially flushed right into that 52-week low, but found support and bounced right back to the south, to the north side. Looks a lot like Hasbro, right? Looks a lot like Hasbro. What the hell? Looks a lot like Hasbro on the earnings move. Let's go to the daily chart on Hasbro. Actually, there you go. Looks a lot like Hasbro on the earnings move, but not exactly a ditto copy of Hasbro, because the stock actually has a little bit of a wick to the upside and a little bit of a wick to the downside. So not the exact copy of a move, but overall pretty bullish to see the stock show some support on a negative or a flat earnings report. I do want to say Wendy's has like these French sticks. I don't know if you guys have tried these. These French sticks slap. These French sticks slap. But yeah, too fatty. Can't be getting more a lot of them. Wendy's, however, bad earnings report coming out, flushing the downside, holding the 52-week low. If for any reason the 52-week low comes back in, just so happens to be the exact same price of Penn National, so I don't think 18 comes back into play. I think where's today's view up? Today's view up right around 1880. So right around 1880, I'm expecting to show some buying again. Not expecting the stock to go back to 18, but if 18 does, or if 1850, 1880 does not hold, then clearly the stock's earnings report's really weak and they do want to flush it back down. Both of these stocks not of high priorities for me. Just gonna quickly highlight for you guys on the stocks that we previously talked about for earnings. We talked about how non-important Twilio was for us on yesterday, and we're gonna continue with that same sentiment. However, this looks pretty bearish. It looks like it wants to break 60 and go lower, but if it does go lower than 60, does it go lower than 58? Does it go lower than 58 all the way to 50? I mean, there's so many areas over here on the stock where buying could come in. Do I really want to fight that? I'd much rather let the stock just die off and show me some buying somewhere, at which point we can take the reversal. The report wasn't even that bearish, so I'm not really getting too excited about Twilio. However, this stock we were wrong about. Oxy, we were pretty wrong about Oxy and the possibility of not looking for a trade on Oxy. I think I was actually pretty bullish on Oxy on the opportunity to trade it around $55, but I also said, you know, Papa Powell possibly not looking for us to give us that long. He's not going to give us, not Papa Powell, sorry, Papa Buffett, not going to give us an opportunity to get long. So the only opportunity you had, honestly, to get long over here was take the breakout of yesterday's high. Yesterday's high rejected a little bit right over here, February 14th high. Let me mark that for you so you can get a better visual. Yesterday's high right around $58 rejected a little bit. It formed a nice little bull flag on the 5-minute. Formed a nice little bull flag on the 5-minute. Breakout of the bull flag, giving you a beautiful breakout on, especially on a day like today where the catalyst is earnings and a positive earnings report. Oil prices are also going up. I think that was one of the news reports that I saw recently. So it was pretty crazy to see that you know, Oxy kind of went under the radar for most of the traders that I hang out with. No one really had Oxy for their trades, but yeah, beautiful move right into $60 and maybe a nice little continuation coming in for the next few days. We've seen how Oxy trades for earnings reports. It usually has a good little continuation, and we might just see Papa Buffett coming out and saying, hey, I bought more shares. Who knows? That's just a guess. But the ultimate support for us on the stock is still that 55.50 area, and now the resistance. You could use today's high, but there's a little bit more resistance above today's high into 62, and then above 62 to 64. So you basically have three support zones. Today's high at 60. You have another support zone at 62. Then another resistance zone at 62, and another resistance zone at 64. You have a possible support zone into this box high above, which is 59. So you might just not. Why did I say like that? Wow, that was weird. 99999. Probably shouldn't say that. I'll get reported on YouTube. Watching this 59 area over here, which is also the November 2023 earnings report anchor VWAP, right around $59, possibly showing up as some support over there on Oxy. So keep an eye out for that one. Cisco, let's go ahead on to Cisco. I think this one we were pretty excited to make a trade. I'm getting messages. Who's messaging me right now? Oh, my dad. Yeah, it's my dad. I knew it. Because our dryer broke down and our tenants need some help with that, so I'm the one working on that. We're working on fixing that stuff. All right, Cisco. Nice little breakdown on Cisco of this range over here. Ooh. So, oh, that's the 1-day chart. Yeah, nice breakdown of that range on Cisco. Let's go back to the 5-minute chart. Actually, I want to see how it looked like. We didn't really trade within that range at all. That range was quite choppy, so I didn't really Prastrodamus that range at all, to be honest. We chopped around that range quite a bit today. Positive earnings report. The stock actually tried to reclaim yesterday's ranges. Didn't do it. I mean, it tried, but didn't do it. It reclaimed Tuesday's range, but didn't actually reclaim yesterday's range. Overall, a little bit of a bullish pump to the north side off of this lows. If you go back to the daily chart over here, you can see how there's quite a bit of a buying into that 47 area, so wasn't really expecting the stock to go under this price at all. And that ended up playing out that way. So now we're waiting to see if the stock, this low of this area, which is what, 49.50, let's say 49.30. So 49.30 is basically a resistance area. If the stock is above 49.30 tomorrow, then that's kind of showing you that the report of the earnings is pretty bullish and they want to buy it back up, and most likely we're going to reclaim these lows. So watching that 49.30 as resistance, and I'm still watching that 49.50 as my support. I'm not really watching today's low, which is this range high. I'm not really watching that as anything. I'm still watching this 47.50 as a possible support. App Lovin'. I don't think we really care about App Lovin', do we, chat? Do we care about App Lovin'? Go to the daily chart. The new 52-week high. Yeah, this was the other stock that we put in the IPO anchored VWAP, and we saw good support coming in, which was pretty bullish. Ooh, look at that. Maybe we do care. So we are finally into April 2022 high on the earnings report, and now we're kind of playing around this area. With how big of a candle this stock had today, it'll be hard to expect something like this to happen again. So I'm expecting a little bit of this. I'm expecting a little bit of this tomorrow on the stock. So watch out for that happen. Maybe a little bit of a rejection of the $60. We're right around today's high at 59.14. So you could use somewhere from 59 to 60, honestly, to see if the stock can show up some sellers over here. And if it does, then you can most likely get short and look for a mean reversion back through yesterday's high, at which point you can maybe add into this position all the way back into the earnings anchored VWAP, which should be right around, yep, $55. So it's, oh, $57. Wow, wait, let me turn on extended hours because I like doing that instead. Extended hours will show me $57. So yeah, most likely a fail of 60 and a move back into $57, at which point we probably bounce off of this on that area. So watching not yesterday's high for support, but I'm watching 57, which is the earnings anchored VWAP as support, and then under that will be, what the hell? Under that will be the yesterday's low, or today's low, sorry, which will be $53 all the way up to $52.75. Okay, now we have Upwork. I don't really think I want to waste my time with Upwork. We're going to move past Upwork. We're going to go to, yeah, look at that. That's the daily chart. Whoa, drawing lines now instead of just putting dots on my chart. I like it. I don't think I really want to waste my time with Upwork. That area would have been nice to short it. Clearly didn't want to give us that area. Now we're back into the supports. Possible opportunity to break down to the support. $13 stock with the $2 million average. Not really that exciting for me at all. So we're going to walk away from this one and go to a more exciting stock, Airbnb. What does Airbnb look like? Looks very damn bullish. Look at this one. So trying to take out that 52-week high again. And it did so successfully today. But it's still kind of just playing around in these areas still, not really able to go into that earnings after hour high of 160, 176, sorry, did I say 160? 168, 167 yet. This is the earnings day 2. We did get a nice little back move to the north side. The initial earnings reaction was pretty bearish. We talked about possible support coming into 142 to 144. That came in. We talked about possible resistance at 150 on the earnings day. That came in. The earnings day high turned into support. That's pretty damn bullish. And now we're pushing into a much higher high, basically the high right back before the earnings report came out. Also very bullish. The question is, can the stock show us something into 167, however? So we need to see that 160 breakout. 160 breakout possibly takes us into 167.20, and then 167.20, sadly, possibly the stock has more rejection into, and we range over here. Overall, though, very bullish move. The earnings anchored VWAP right now is at 150. It is very much possible the stock can pull back and reject this area one more time. This 52-week area can be rejected. The report was a little bit flat. Overall, from what we read on the report, it was pretty bullish, but the market didn't like it on the initial move. So there is a chance that they don't like it again after it pops back up. So be careful and don't really get way too bullish just because of the market took it right back up after initially dumping it. I think that 167 is still a pretty solid resistance area for us to watch, but I'm going to start off with 160 as my first resistance, second resistance 167.20 or 167, and for supports over here on Airbnb we have 155 as today's VWAP, but more importantly, what does this line come from? 153.33. Where do you come from? Are you 153.33? You are. Not really that important. Yeah, I think I'm just going to use today's VWAP around 155. You want to see 155 hold on how bullish of a reversal the stock has had all the way back up to the north side. If 155 doesn't hold, then it's almost like, okay, we're most likely just coming back into these ranges. And at that point, Airbnb dies out on the importance for us on the trading scale. So watch out for that one. Now that you already heard what's on the watch list next, Upstart. Let's go see what Upstart's doing. Upstart's basically holding off in these ranges right now. Possible longs at the lows of these ranges, but I would maybe just wait to the downside. Upstart not really showing me a trade opportunity, maybe not that exciting of a trade opportunity, so walking away from that one. Robinhood consolidating a little bit into these zones, exactly what I want to see, but I'm still waiting to see what happens above 14. That's a nice little price above 14, would give us a breakout into higher ranges. Robinhood finally maybe getting back into that opportunity to get back into the IPO prices. Let me just quickly mark in the IPO low. That's the IPO low of 33. Wow, that's a long way out. So maybe not anytime soon, but with the earnings report that they recently posted, if they keep posting reports like that, maybe Hood has a chance to break out above 14 and go into 16 and then eventually back into IPO lows. A long way out. But right now, Hood looks like it wants to consolidate right into these ranges. So just let it play out, and we're going to move on to Lyft. Lyft actually doing something fun over here for us, most likely getting ready to look at tomorrow. Lyft already showed us a little bit of accounting error, maybe accounting error and reporting error, which caused a little bit of confusion for the market and took the stock to the downside. The next day the stock popped back up, which was okay, congratulations, but I didn't think this would happen on today. It still managed to pop back up today, almost right back into that earnings overreaction. After the numbers were corrected, we dropped back down. So I'm looking for this price to come back into play, at which point we could look for a possible banger of a sure. Because look, the stock had a good report, sure, but they had a big accounting error. They said 500 basis points for the full year instead of what it was supposed to be, which was 50. So if we're coming right back over here, that needs to be rejected. I'm saying need, however, that's way too rigid. You can't have that rigid of a mindset when it comes to trading. You got to learn to be flexible. You got to learn to be adaptable with the overall market and with the information that the market's giving you. So if 20 is showing you buying and the stock is above 20, maybe you stay away from it. But if the tape is telling you something different, the chart is telling you something different, and the answers are for me most likely to the short side at $20, I want to be involved in it. I want to be ready for it. So watch out for that resistance at that same high of $20.25 or $20 on LYFT to the upside. Right now we are seeing a little bit of a nice support showing up at this $18, so watch out for that first area of defense to the downside on 18, and then under that most likely today's low comes back into play for me all the way back where the earnings anchored VWAP is, which is at $17. So watch out for that on Lyft. Now, AKAM. We were pretty excited about AKAM. What happened with this one? Oh, big downside. That's good though. I think 109 comes into play. I think I may have called the move to 109. I don't remember. I'll be honest, I don't remember. But if 109 comes into play, possible opportunity to look for a long over there. So watch out for 109. Today's low is a little bit of importance on the stock, but I think 109 for sure comes into play on the stock at this moment with how we're trading. Let me quickly zoom back into the smaller time frame over here. See where the earnings anchored VWAP is. That's a lot higher. Day 1, day 2. Yeah, you would love to see today's VWAP maybe come into play as a rejection and give us a short opportunity as a day 3 short. So looking at 112.50 as my resistance. You don't want to see the stock above 112.50. Anything above 112.50 is like, okay, question mark. Maybe 114, 115 we'll reject, sure. But anything above 112.50 is like almost question mark for me. So today's high was 114.50 exactly. Well, 114.67, but I'm going to call it 114.50. And we're going to go to the next stock, Shopify. Where is Shopify doing today? Nice move up on Shopify. Did we reclaim that range high? We did reclaim that range high, but I don't think Shopify does anything more. That is a bullish close though. We closed at the high a day. So maybe it wants to go back into $91, but I don't think it really does. It doesn't matter what I think or what I don't think. Honestly, I know nothing. The only thing I know is I know nothing. So you know, it really doesn't matter what I think. It's what does matter is what the market shows us tomorrow on Shopify. If 84, which is that high of today, 84 ends up showing some support on the stock, which is an inflection point. Very, very important inflection point for tomorrow. If we are above this 84 resistance, then most likely we're blasting off and going into that 91 area. But if we're not above that 84 clearly and showing clean buying above 84, then there's probably no trade. You could possibly catch a trade to the downside back into $80, but I'm not really looking for that. I'm not looking for that. I only want to see 84 holding, and I want to see a trade opportunity above 84 back into 91.50 on the stock Shopify, one of the Canadian darlings. So let's see what happens on Shopify there. Datadog. Datadog consolidating in this range at the moment. I think nothing really to do. Datadog most likely opens up the range sometimes too, and then probably goes back into this 118, 120 to find support. You're probably playing with this whole range. Datadog is only fun to play on earnings day for me, and then afterwards Datadog kind of dies out. Most of these other stocks are in that same realm. Hasbro also dies out quite quickly after the earnings day, but just because how beautiful of a range Hasbro has, it's a little bit more important. So maybe Hasbro, you could put it on your watch list a little bit more than Datadog if you ask me. The breakout of 53 to the north side could bring in some fun, even though the earnings report wasn't really that banger. The catalyst, not the catalyst, the candlestick formations are what gets me excited on Hasbro. So for a long-term move over here, Hasbro probably has a bigger extension. Let's go to the next one, which is waste management. Are you above 200 today? No, you're not, but look at how bullish that formation is. The earnings anchored VWAP showing you the bottom of every single day on waste management and able to show you supports. Nice support coming right back in over here. It actually got under this day over here on the 5-minute chart, sadly, but we're right back into the opportunity to look through for the breakout of 200. And if 200 can break on waste management, I think the stock has even more upside at the new all-time high consolidation. This right here, beautiful consolidation at the new all-time high. So my only price of interest for me on waste management is that 200 to the high side. Give me that breakout of 200. Look for that long past that area. Let's go to Affirm. Yeah, Affirm, I think I already took it off my watch list recently just because of this boring consolidation. We were looking for that rejection here, no rejection. We're looking for the opportunity to get the long over here, no long. You could look for the swing trade long, I guess, but yeah, I'm not really worried about swing trade. I'm also not a swing trader, I'm a day trader, and I don't really see a day trade opportunity on either of these stocks at the moment, so walking away from that one. Net's not anymore like a day 2, day 3 of a trade, so walking away from Net. But Disney looks interesting. Disney looks interesting. So let me take off Affirm. Let me take off Net. Delete. Get off my watch list. And let me take off Datadog. We're also going to take off UPST and Robinhood. And we're going to leave Disney. And Disney over here. Wait, why did Datadog and Hasbro not go? Datadog, you got to go. Hasbro, you can stay. Disney, we're watching this 113 area. Look how Disney beautifully held this 117 and kind of stair-step back into this range high. If you zoom out, you can kind of see that we have another resistance right above this 113 into 118. So let me quickly mark down one of those areas too. There is the opportunity that Disney could blast into 118 and reject 118 tomorrow. It does have an ATR of almost $3. So what is that? That's a little bit more than $3. That's about 1.5 ATR, 2 ATR, maybe not really 2 ATR, but 1.5 ATR or more. But Disney getting ready to give us a nice little breakout over here. That's exactly what I want to see for a breakout. So maybe let's see if we can have some oomph, some juice behind it, and actually have some follow through. I think this will have that follow through, especially if the QQQ can march towards the maybe not the QQ, S&P 500 also. Either way, if the markets can march to the all-time high and also break out the all-time high, because if the markets did that, especially with the hotter CPI, then that's very bullish for Disney, and that's very bullish for most stocks in general. I kind of lost my train of thought there completely. I lost my train of thought. My ADD kicked in completely. Lost my train of thought. But hey, we're almost at the end of the stream over here. Thank you so much for everyone who's been sticking along for so long. We had a big raid today. Thank you to the Bookmap over there. Bookmap has been big monumental help. Everyone go check out Think with Bookmap channel and their Discord. Make sure you go check out their Discord too. I do like their Discord quite a bit, and that one's getting quite a bit of activity. Go check out that channel. All their links are on their channel, but also go check out my Discord and my Twitter, where I'm mostly active on for my stream, for my trading and so on. Appreciate everyone for doing that. We're almost at the end of the stream over here, but make sure that you hit the like and subscribe if you haven't already before you head out if you have to. Appreciate everyone who has spent so much time with me today already. I know these watch lists are getting bigger and bigger. I need to cut these watch lists down. Honestly, half of these stocks I probably didn't even have to talk about them, did I? I probably didn't even have to spend my time talking about these stocks. Just moved on from today's earnings all the way into the big tech and kind of wrapped it off over there. But I like talking about stocks. I like looking at charts. I like looking at all of them. I want to catch them all. It's like Pokemon for me. It's like a video game. Honestly, it's a video game. It's like Pokemon for me. Gotta catch them all. I love it. Now, talking about catching them all, let's go see if we can catch something on Palantir. What is Palantir doing today? Still ranging and looking like it wants to break out, but I did mention Palantir has a lot of room to the upside that could show up as resistance. But right now, 2550. You're watching that 2550 area as a resistance on Palantir. Let's see a breakout. And support for me is still that 23 area. Anything above 23 is not real support for me. It does have a low above 23 today into $25, but anything above 23 is not a real support for me. So I'm not gonna trade as long anything above 23 at all, unless the stock is holding above 2550 on Palantir. Let's go to Mara and Riot. Mara and Riot, what are you looking like? 60-minute time frame. Extended trading hours turned off. That's today's high and that's today's low. Let's zoom out on the longer time frame. That level seems interesting. 30.50 to 31.30 basically. Ooh. That's pretty interesting. I don't think that level comes into play tomorrow. Bullish, or sorry, bearish close though. Pretty damn bearish close. I don't like the way we close off of that high. Looks like we want to reject that high almost. It's almost like they saw a seller there, they got spooked and they ran away from there, or the seller was aggressive enough and chased the stock down. So I don't like the way we behaved into that high. So we're still watching that 31.30 area on Mara for the north side, and for support, in my opinion, you're watching right into where this 50 period EMA is on the 60-minute, which is right around $25. I have a line right at what is that, at 24.30. So most likely 24.30 into 24 to 25, you're kind of watching for supports. If supports don't show up from 24 to 25 on Mara, then it's almost like, maybe Bitcoin is not really helping the stock out too much at the moment. Riot kind of looks exactly the same as Mara too, right? They're mining companies. They basically kind of copy Bitcoin for the most part, but they also do have their own secular moves for most of the time. And if you do want to trade cryptocurrencies, I did tell you that you could go go trade stocks like BITO and GBTC, which will have better opportunities to actually track Bitcoin perfectly. So you have those stocks always on hand to go look at. Now, last but not least, ladies and gentlemen, we have the QQQ basket, which, I mean, I've been saying this for a pretty long time today. I'm amazed at the way the market is moving back up to the north side. The all-time high, $440, well, $439.14. CPI came out and we flushed from that, and now we're pretty much holding the 21 EMA on the daily chart, and we're bouncing right off the 21 EMA, moving right back to the north side. So it was like, okay, there's still a lot of buyers. Something that also showed me from his stream was also pretty surprising. He showed me Bookmap where a lot of buyers were coming in, and a lot of buyers were coming in couple days ago. A lot of buyers are coming in today too. So it was almost like bulls are here and they are absolutely beating the crap out of the bears at the moment. If that's the case, then all-time high tomorrow, question mark. Let's see it. Let's see the all-time high pump. And if the markets want to go to all-time high, then there's possibly more bullish moves coming in on. Where am I lagging right now? Is my stream alive still, or is my stream dying? Looks like I'm lagging like crazy. But hopefully Apple, Nvidia for sure needs to catch up. Nvidia, like I said, though, possibly waiting for its earnings report to come out. It's kind of pump the brakes. It's pumped the brakes on its own move over here a little bit before earnings report. Most likely will need earnings report to catch up with SMCI in terms of stock price, but SMCI has been just way more crazy to watch and at least to keep an eye on. Nvidia over here as a day trade tomorrow might need a little bit of the market's help, and I think even if market's going, Nvidia might just stay patient because the traders might just wait for the earnings report to come out. But you have other positions like AMD recently breaking out of that pizza pennant pattern, whatever you want to call it, breaking out of that pattern and now getting ready to go into all-time high. Tesla trying to recover a little bit. Some of you traders in the chat today were happy with Tesla breaking out to the north side, pushing into 200. So shout out to you on that one. I know Sky Fairy, was it, or Sky Erlog and Ani coming in with the Tesla also. Nice little bounce on Tesla today. So shout out to both of you over there and anyone else who's profiting on Tesla. And Netflix. What did I tell you about Netflix? Keep an eye out for that breakout, and that breakout did come out today, and that previous 52-week high ended up being as a perfect support. Perfectly ended up turning into support, giving you an opportunity multiple times right off the open and later on in the day right around 10:32. That's awesome. That's exactly what you want to see. Now a new 52-week high coming into play at 595-ish or so on Netflix. Now I don't really know what the hell is going to happen, but I think we still range. Honestly, I still range, and I think the range is going to be in this area where the 580 turns into support on Netflix. So make sure you're keeping an eye on that 580. We were looking for the 580 breakout long. Now we're looking as the previous resistance to turn into support. So beautiful opportunities on Netflix over here. Maybe take a quick glance at Microsoft, just because we were watching an AI video not too long ago. Microsoft currently holding pretty well on the daily chart at the 21 EMA. It's trading between the 9 and the 21. Eventually it's got to break out and go either direction. So we'll see which way it resolves into, to the upside or to the downside, and maybe we can join the party then. Amazon still near all-time highs, are you? Still near all-time highs, yeah, holding up in a beautiful range over here. Looks like good support forming right into 167 or so on Amazon, and you might want to stretch that support a little bit into 165.50 or so to the downside, but good support coming into 167 and good resistance still at 175, which we haven't tested yet on Amazon. Kind of holding off, I guess, waiting for the market to decide what it really wants to do over here for AMZN. Last but not least, Meta platforms. What are you looking like? Meta looking like it wants to break out. Meta wants to go through 500 here. Get ready for Meta. I think if you're watching any of the large techs, especially for the breakout of all-time highs, when the QQQs are breaking out of all-time highs, you're looking at Meta. And this is why you don't get lazy and you look at all stocks on the day, especially the ones that you had planned to look at on your watch list. And now we have, look how many stocks we have to trade for. If the market still does nothing tomorrow and you are bitching about how the market is doing nothing, and market's doing nothing, and I can't find a trade. That's your fault. That's your goddamn fault. There's like 10,000 stocks out there. I just went through 50 stocks for you guys. Spent 2 hours going through 50 stocks, and I found pretty good opportunities on most of them. Now all we have to do is wait to see what happens in pre-market, tweak some of these levels. All we have to do is wait for the open, show some patterns after the first 5 minutes, first 15 minutes, first 30 minutes. Look for some solid patterns to get into, a good actionable risk to short off of or to go long off of, and then everything is just pure like setup. You're not rolling the dice anymore. It's not gamble anymore. So there we go. There's 50 stocks that we just went through today live in front of you guys. We found so many plays. Hopefully you guys are ready for tomorrow, but there's a couple more things to do, so don't go anywhere. Let's go do that right now, which is look at the economic calendar. What is the economic calendar looking like? Building permits. Okay. Building permits, core PPI, my PPE. Okay, PPI coming out over here at 8:30. Michigan numbers, they always kind of, not always, but sometimes they do move the market, especially if the market numbers are inflation based. So Michigan number coming out, 1-year inflation expectation and the 5-year inflation expectation, consumer expectations. A lot of numbers coming out tomorrow. Basically, Fed member daily. I need to see if he's a voting member or not. How do I had that saved somewhere. Had that saved somewhere. Where was it? The hell is that? Oh, there you go. Daily. I don't know. Whatever, dude. He is a voting member for 2024. He's from the San Francisco board. He is more hawkish than dovish. He's no longer on the board for 2024 or 2026, but he is a board member currently, and clearly you see him coming on the board or on the microphones tomorrow. Where's my links, Mr. Tabs? So coming in over here on the microphone tomorrow at 12:10, so 12 o'clock or so, he's gonna be being on the mic. Watch out to see how he moves the markets. After that, it's basically nothing more important events for us. 12 o'clock is the last important event. It's all before 12 o'clock, all the way from 8:30 to 10 o'clock till 12 o'clock. So market has some opportunity to get some volatility throughout the day tomorrow. It depends on what direction we get the volatility for opportunities for like Meta and for some of these other stocks that we have planned out. Wayne Wang called out that Coinbase probably going to 250 tomorrow. I'm gonna have to send him a message. We have a bet, buddy, and we'll see if the stock actually can go there or not. And on that note, ladies and gentlemen, time to wrap up. Oh my god, I'm putting dots on my stupid charts again. Awesome, Prad. You love dotting yourself, huh? Love dotting myself over here. Okay, on that note, ladies and gentlemen, it's time to wrap it up over here. So let me pull up my Linktree page. Make sure you go to the description below and check out my Linktree page, which will give you access to all of me. All of me loves all of you. Love your curves and all your edges, all your perfect imperfections. I gotta stop saying it. Okay. Check out all my channel. You're already watching me on YouTube, but if you're not, go check out my YouTube channel. Hit the subscribe, hit that like, hit that subscribe, hit that notification bell, all that fun stuff. Go check out my Twitter. I'm very active on Twitter when it comes to my streaming schedule and also what trades I'm getting into and what trades I might get into and stuff like that. Go check out my Twitter. Discord. We talk about fun stuff on Discord all throughout the day, so go check out my Discord, and also go check out Think with Bookmap Discord. They have a pretty good Discord over there being built, and I would like to be a part of that server too, so I'm pretty much active in there. Go check out the Think with Bookmap server. I don't really have the link on my Linktree for that. You might have to go on their YouTube and check out from that one. Go subscribe on their YouTube too. My Twitch, I don't really use that anymore, but if you want to subscribe to do that, do that. Instagram and TikTok over here. Also, my affiliate sponsors, Trade Ideas, use code PRAD15 to get 15% off. Actually, the stream's not done yet. We have to do the Trade Ideas part. This part of the stream is sponsored by Trade Ideas. How can I forget that? Let's open up our Trade Ideas software and back test my scanner and kind of dance about how good of a scanner that I built. Let's see if any stocks popped up on the scanner today. The reason why I have to back test it right now in front of you guys is because I'm on vacation. I'm not trading right now, okay? So I don't know if stocks popped up on the scanner or not. So this is me looking to see if they popped up or not. I'm on vacation, guys. Even though I'm on vacation, I'm working hard. You see that? Ooh, look at there, look at that, look at that, look. I feel like that meme right now. Where is that meme? I just need a beer and a cigarette. I could use a cigarette so badly though. Oh my god. So bad. Alright, back test. ES came in from 10.11 all the way up to 10.12. The only stock that basically popped up on our scanner, and it wasn't that bad of a trade. Was it a earnings trade? What was the reason to look at the stock today? It wasn't really an earnings trade today. It had earnings recently on February 13th, so maybe a day 2 type of setup. Maybe we put in a couple of these indicators that we like to use to zoom out a little bit. Okay, you clearly had no volume on earnings day itself, so we'll put in this one over here. What day was this? Was this 2 days ago? That was 2 days ago, so we'll put that in 2 days ago. No, that was actually yesterday. Compared to today, that one's yesterday, but we'll leave that in there, whatever. Okay, you know what, actually we'll set it up like the way it would have been set up for today. We'll set it up like the way it would have been set up for today. That way we can back test it. So this is how it would have been set up for today. We have both of those numbers set up over there. We have, okay, and basically you're looking for a break of the trend. So the open, is that the open? Let me turn off that again, turn that off. And then, okay, so that's the open till there, and you're looking for break, pullback, and then long. So somewhere over here is where you would long, or even in this consolidation after the break is where you would have longed. If you got long here, your support, your stop is over here. If you got long somewhere over here, your stop is somewhere down over here, and you're looking for that move up. Either way, beautiful move. It does match our criteria to get into that position. Volume was going lower on the way down while the stock is making a new low. So I mean, it does fit our criteria perfectly. And the time that it popped up into our scanner was right around 10:12 all the way up to 10:12 from 10:11. So you would have drawn the line, and then you would have taken the breakout, enter somewhere here, and maybe got out at VWAP. That would have been a banger trade. I think. What was your risk to reward? Let's calculate the risk to reward over here. Let's say you got in right here. Let's say you got in over here and your stop was there and your reward was VWAP. You basically got a 1.53 to 1 risk to ratio, not a 2:1. So doesn't make it an A+ trade, but gives you a decent risk to reward trade, a beautiful scalp opportunity, something that gapped up, gave up a little bit, but then started to go back up north side. I guess you could even look for the long right off of yesterday's high. Well, not really yesterday's high, because yesterday's high was way higher. Yesterday's high was actually today's high, surprisingly enough. But you could have looked for that long right back into this range high too somewhere if you were watching it. But scanner stock popped up. Okay, great. Now Cisco was the short scan that popped up. Let's go back test that one, and I promise you this one is much better. Sadly, it was. Damn it. So let's go take a look at Cisco. Cisco short is what popped up on the scan. It popped up around 10:43. Let's pour in that line right there, and that is the break of the trend, the pullback, the hold of the same high or same area, putting in a new lower high on a 5 minutes. and giving you a beautiful short to the downside. Let's say you get short somewhere here by this VWAP, and your risk is right there, and your reward is right there. 6.5 risk to reward ratio is what you basically walk out with that trade on Cisco. So monster trade on Cisco, and you would actually have Cisco as a higher priority of a trade than ES, because Cisco actually is a higher catalyst of a trade. It was an earnings based play, whereas ES was earnings day 2 type trade, not even day 1 type trade. So ES not really that big of an important trade as much as Cisco was. And another reason why I like Cisco right now, just off a quick glance, is how much further it was away from VWAP in terms of a percentage of ATR terms. So this was away 75% from VWAP in terms of its ATR, which means it's a little overextended, whereas this one was only down 36% away from its ATR. At best, it was only away 40% from its ATR, which is, yeah, cool, but you're not really that overextended away from your VWAP in such a small period of time, right? They were still right near the open, and you're extending, you're running away from VWAP. So that is an overextended move off of a negative earnings report to begin with. Beautiful short opportunity to take a ride to the downside on Cisco. That segment of the show was brought to you by Trade Ideas, so make sure you go check out my Trade Ideas link in the description. Make sure you use code PRAD15 to get 15% off. Also, go check out Trader Sync. I also need to make a Trader Sync segment, probably where I can show you all my poor stats and my horrible statistics on the trading side. But go check out Trader Sync over there. Use code PRAD15 for Trader Sync and Benzinga Pro, because they help us with the news. Go check out Benzinga Pro. Valentine's Day was here. Nobody really hired me to wish their girlfriend a happy Valentine's Day, probably because you were afraid that I was gonna Mr. Steal Your Girl. Oh, Mr. Steal Your Girl. But hey, if you want to ask me to wish your girl a post happy Valentine's Day or anything else, go check out my link in the description right here. My Patreon or my Cameo or my Patreon. My Patreon subscribers actually get added benefits such as my watch list sent to them every single day in pre-market or right at the end of the stream if I depends on what I need to do with the watch list or not. So you get my watch list sent out to you every single day. So go check out my Patreon and feel free to support me on there or also on YouTube if you feel like. But watching me, hitting that like, hitting that subscribe is the best support that you can give me, and that means the world to me. Those lights are damn bright. Then if you told me that those lights were damn bright, Alexa, set nano leaf to 50%. That lights are damn bright. No one told me anything this whole time. But hey, thank you all my OGs and all the new fans coming in. Thank you Think with Bookmap for all the support, all the love. I can't wait to grow this new relationship that we've been growing. Michael Anthony came in the chat. John Juan Sewers in the chat. Sky Fairy's in the chat. What's up, Sky Fairy? Haven't seen you in a bit. Everyone's still here. I love it. Thank you everyone for sticking around for the past 2 hours. We need to cut down these damn watch lists. It's good that we don't really have anything to do right now because we're on vacation. So it's good that we can stream till this late, but it's not going to be good for when we have to go to bed and start waking up stupid early again. So we might have to keep that in mind. Watch lists might need to start getting cut down again. Ladies and gentlemen, thank you for coming in. This was the last episode of this week, sadly, but we will be back with Sunday night service at 6 o'clock. So come check me out on Sunday, 6 o'clock this week coming up for us to get ready for Monday, and we'll have some fun on that episode. I think we have some more fun stuff brewing in the future with some of the Bookmap family and myself. So if the Bookmap family and myself have that little secret fun stuff brewing, then we will obviously keep you guys posted on that. Until then, ladies and gentlemen, have a great time. Have a big Friday. Kill it on the Friday. Absolutely murder that Friday. You feel me? Where's There you go. Absolutely kill it on the Friday. Have an even better weekend. Is it a long weekend by any chance? Let me go check the trading schedule. I don't think it's a long weekend, but for some reason my mother said it's a long weekend or something. Maybe it's a long weekend in Canada, right? It might be a long weekend in Canada, not for the overall markets. What are we at? February 19th. Is it a long weekend? Exchange holiday. Look, markets off February 19th? Why? So do we not have Sunday night service then? No. Alright, maybe no Sunday night service. I guess maybe just back to regular schedule on Monday night. That's 2 Sunday night services that we could not do. The first Sunday night service, obviously, because of Super Bowl and other family duties that I had, so I had to cancel that. And now we might have to cancel the next Sunday night service coming up. I guess we'll just have to go back to regular schedule. Monday is actually a long weekend, but guess what? More opportunity for you guys to spend it with your family and your friends and your loved ones. Go spend some good time away from the market. Spend it with your family. Spend it some time with your loved ones. Give them a good little kiss and enjoy the time over there. You're not gonna get much time away from the market. The market's always there, so don't worry about it. Enjoy it, and I will see you guys Monday 8 p.m. Until then, ladies and gentlemen, ciao. Have a great Friday. Peace.